Dimensional spectroscopic methods. So, two dimensional is commonly referred as 2D NMR spectroscopy. So, let's see what is meant by 2D spectroscopic methods. As we learned in one dimensional experiment, that is, the signal is always presented as a function of a single parameter, that is a chemical shift. That means only we are seeing the chemical shift, and according to chemical shift we are predicting the structure. So in two dimensional experiment there are two coordinate axes. Okay, actually two coordinate axes have same chemical shift. So on one axis there is one chemical shift range, and again that same chemical shift range is plotted on the another axis. So finally the signal is presented as the function of each of these chemical shift ranges. Okay, I will explain it in next slide. So this is the 2D NMR spectra. So what I told before, that is, we have this NMR as you see on the top of this square. This is our simple H1 NMR of one dimensional. Same is plotted against another axis. So on the x axis there is one plot, and on the y axis there is another one. Okay, so x and y. So friends, as you know that all the values for first and second plot are same. You can see here is one signal over here, same signal is over here. So the chemical shifts for this upper one starts from here. This is a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. And for this plot it starts from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. Okay, so one starts from here for this, and one start from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. Okay, so the data is look like a grid. So this one axis is one chemical shift range, and another is another chemical shift. Okay, that is same chemical shift but plotted like this only. Okay, so final we get this diagonal. Okay, diagonal. Okay, so this diagonal is the third dimension, which constitute of the magnitude of the observed signal, and this is a simple our H1 NMR of one dimension. So this middle line or diagonal is not of any use for us. Okay, this is just our one dimensional spectra, but the off diagonal peaks, okay, I will show you. So these off diagonal peaks are of our interest. Again, the two parts are exactly the mirror image of each other. Okay, this half part or this triangle is a mirror image of this one, you can see here. Okay, so if we consider only one part, then is also fine for the analysis. So let's see what is meant by COSY. So it is a two-dimensional spectroscopy, or simply it is called as correlation spectroscopy. If it is a homonuclear, that is in between H and H, it is called as COSY, and if it is between carbon 13 and hydrogen, then it is called as heteronuclear correlation spectroscopy, or HETCOR. So we will first see the COSY, that is H1 correlation spectroscopy. So this COSY word we got from the CO from correlation, and SY from spectroscopy. This S and last is a Y. So this is a H1 correlation spectroscopy is better known as COSY. So in COSY experiment, the chemical shift range of proton spectrum are plotted as we discussed in the previous slides. So friends, how to read this COSY spectrum? As I told you, these two spectrum are similar. So the proton spectrum of the compound being studied in the plotted is plotted along both the horizontal and vertical line. Okay, so horizontally 1 NMR and vertically there is 1 NMR. The COSY spectrum shows distinct spot on diagonal. Okay, diagonal. So extending from the upper right corner of the spectrum down to the lower left corner. That means we are starting from upper right corner. this is our upper right corner, and then this is a lower left corner. Okay, these are the 1 2 3 4 5, then again 1 2 3 4 5, like this. Okay, this diagonal peaks are no importance for us. This is just a simple h1 of one dimensional. So the important peaks in the spectrum are the off diagonal. Okay, off diagonal peak are important for us. So let's see how we can read it. So this is a simple spectra of 2-nitropropane, methane, ethane, propane. So it is a 2-nitropropane. So friends, can you guess a simple H1 of this 2-nitropropane? This 2CH3 group, that is a 6 hydrogen, will show us doublet around here is the value. Okay, it will show around 1.5. So 1.5, we have doublet of 6H. You can see here, this is a doublet of 6H. Okay, this is a doublet of 6H. And how about this CH? It have 6 proton on the neighboring carbon. So this will show us multiplet, or simply I will say quartet. Okay, this will show quartet, or I will say multiplet around, it will show around 4.0 because it is directly attached to nitro group. So we have these two peaks. This first peak is of CH3 and second peak is of CH. So friends, you can see that the same peak we are plotting on the vertical line. This is a 6H doublet and this is a 1H quartet or multiplet. Okay, now these peak are of no importance, still we can use it for the correlation. So what we need to do, now we need to search for the peak on the diagonal part. Okay, or this over here we have one peak. Now let's draw a line in the off diagonal side. So if we draw the line like this, we get a peak over here. Okay, peak over here. So if we draw like line like this, we are getting peak over here. So if we correlate this proton, then we get the coupling partner over here. So A and then C is its coupling partner. The value is over here is a 4. Now for the next, we need to draw the line of diagonal. So let's draw it like this or like simply this. So if we draw like this, we get peak around over here. This is a 1 point something. Okay, so this is how off diagonal peak shows us the correlation between two protons. So for better understanding, let's see another example. Okay, let's see another example. So I have this compound and it have 6 carbon, 10 hydrogens and 2 oxygens, like C6H10O2. So friends, you can see here A, here is B. So these methyl groups I signal shown A and B are two methyl groups. The B1, A and B are over here, C is over here, D and E are the olefin protons. So we have A, B, C, D, E on the horizontal line, and we have peak for them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And for the A, B, C, D, E, we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like over here. Now what we need to do? We need to see the diagonal first and then off diagonal peak. So this is A proton. Okay, this is A proton. You can see this is a CH3 over here. So friends, let's draw or correlate the off diagonal peak with this peak. So we have only one peak or one dot over here, and which is correspond to the proton C. That means A is coupling with C and no other protons. Okay, understood. Now let's go for the B. If we extend the line for B, then it is correlating with the spot at D and spot at E. So our B is methyl group over here, and this is correlating between E and D. So E and D is correlating with our B proton. Now let's go ahead. This is a proton C. Okay, so how about C? It is correlating with, you can extend this line over here. Okay, you can extend this line over here. So it is correlating with the A. It is correlating with A. Or simply you can take the first for the analysis, but for better understanding I will say this C is now correlating with A. Okay, you can extend it like here and we get A. So for the next peak, that is D. Now you already know D is coupling with E and B. So if we extend this to the off diagonal side, then it is coupling with E and it is coupling again with the B. Okay, so this is how we can correlate these peaks. Finally, we have E, and if we extend, it is coupling with D and is also coupling with B. So E is coupling with B and D. This is how we can correlate all the peaks in two-dimensional spectroscopy. I have this complex NMR of citronellal for the homework. So you can see all the peak from this compound and you can correlate this spectra. Okay, so let's go for the heteronuclear correlation spectroscopy. It is, the word come from the heteronuclear het and correlation core. So it is nothing but it's a simple C13H1 correlation, that is a heteronuclear correlation. So what we do in the heteronuclear spectroscopy, just in this type of spectrum we correlate C13 NMR spectrum and the H1 NMR spectrum. So there are various types of heteronuclear correlation spectroscopy found in NMR spectrum.